Hello, I'm Dave Karger. Welcome back to 31 Days of Oscar here on TCM. Our theme today is Oscar Goes West, and up next is another Oscar-nominated Western starring Jimmy Stewart, who starred in the film we just showed, The Naked Spur. This is a movie he made 3 years earlier for 20th Century Fox and director Delmer Daves. From 1950, it's Broken Arrow. The film was based on a novel titled Blood Brother, written by Elliot Arnold, and many of the characters were real-life figures of the Old West, but the story you're about to see is entirely fictional. Jimmy Stewart stars as a former cavalryman who comes to the aid of a wounded Apache child and eventually befriends the Apache leader, Cochise. Their friendship puts Stewart in a unique position to try to arrange a peace between the Apache Nation and Arizona settlers. Broken Arrow was produced at Fox under the leadership of studio boss Darryl Zanuck, who believes strongly in making movies with important social messages. This film is often regarded as one of the first Hollywood Westerns to portray Native American characters in a sympathetic light. But this was still a Hollywood movie from 1950, and as you'll see, the studio chose to cast the role of the Apache leader Cochise with a white actor from Brooklyn, Jeff Chandler. Chandler's performance earned an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor, making this the first time any actor was nominated for an Oscar for playing a Native American character. He went on to play Cochise on screen 2 more times in the 1952 Western The Battle at Apache Pass and the 1954 Rock Hudson movie Taza, Son of Cochise. From 1950, directed by Delmer Daves, and also featuring Deborah Paget, Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow was nominated for 3 Academy Awards, for Jeff Chandler as Best Supporting Actor, Ernest Palmer's color cinematography, and for Best Adapted Screenplay. The screenplay was written by Albert Maltz, but when the film premiered in 1950, the writer whose name appeared in the credits was Michael Blankfort. He was acting as a front for Maltz, who at the time was blacklisted as a suspected communist. He was one of the famous Hollywood 10 who served time in prison for refusing to testify before the House Un-American Activities Committee. 2 years later, his front, Michael Blankfort, disappointed Maltz by cooperating with the committee and naming names. But Blankfort later made an effort to set the record straight by writing a letter to the Writers Guild and explaining that it was really Albert Maltz who should have received the Oscar nomination for Broken Arrow. Unfortunately, Blankfort died before he got a chance to send his letter, and it wasn't until 1991 that evidence surfaced proving that Albert Maltz was the film's actual screenwriter. The Academy then officially attributed the nomination to Maltz instead of Blankfort. Up next, Jack Palance gives an Oscar-nominated supporting performance in a 1953 Western that also received a Best Picture and Best Director nomination for George Stevens and won for Loyal Griggs' cinematography.
Next on TCM, Shane, then Hondo, and later, McCabe and Mrs. Miller. Oscar's got a pair of aces tonight.